In European folklore, a man who turns into a wolf at night and devours animals, people, or corpses but returns to human form by day is known as a werewolf. They are the classic monster that has benefited from budget limitations as much as a rich and widespread mythology. Some werewolves change shape at will, others in whom the condition is hereditary or acquired by having been bitten by a werewolf, change shape involuntarily or under the influence of a full moon. In the past century alone, Hollywood's films' budgets have resulted in new types of werewolves being created to explain why these shapeshifters are so varied in appearance and behavior. Here are some of the more notable types both from modern and ancient times. Alpha werewolf. In werewolf folklore, there are two types of cursed werewolf, those who deny the curse and those who embrace it. Alphas are the latter and are typically the leaders of a werewolf pack. They are more powerful than all other werewolves and are usually the cause of spreading the werewolf curse. In many cases, alpha werewolves learn to control their curse, and those that lack control allow themselves to rampage during the full moon. Beta werewolf. This is the most common of all werewolves. Beta werewolves are constantly fighting their curse either in whole or part. They make every attempt to coexist peacefully among humans and often devise ways to keep themselves trapped during the full moon to avoid hurting anyone. There's also the GAROU. In White Wolf's world of Darkness universe, the GAROU are a race of werewolves that believe they were created by Gaia to defend the world from the Weaver and Worm. The name itself may be a nod to the Japanese word GAROU, which means fanged wolf, or derived from the French loup-garou werewolves. As wolves are heavily endangered, they breed with humans, resulting in a thin bloodline and very few offspring developing into additional GAROU. Lycaon. Originating from a myth in Paraguay, this type of werewolf is common in South American folklore and remains an active legend to this day. The original myth involved 7 monsters, of which Lycaon was the 7th and most horrific. Lycaon eventually became the god of death, but this legend became muddled after the Portuguese invaded. Today, the Lycaon, or lobezon, as it is also known, is the 7th son of a family who turns into a werewolf on the full moon. Lycaon, the Lycanthropos. Lycaon, the first werewolf, was a character in Ovid's 8th century BCE poem Metamorphoses. He was described as a rather ruthless king. Zeus visited his palace disguised as an ordinary man before revealing himself. Lycaon was skeptical, so he secretly had a man named Epirus killed, boiled, and roasted. Lycaon served this meat to Zeus to test whether or not he was really a god. In response, Zeus struck down Lycaon's palace, killing his 50 sons and cursing the king, who then fled into the wilderness, transforming into a wolf. Lycanoid. A lycanoid has many similarities to the ghouls of vampire legend. They are created when a werewolf bites a human, infecting the latter's blood with their saliva. Lycanoids look almost human but have sharp teeth, claws, or patches of fur on their bodies. Much like other popular Hollywood werewolf types, they change during the full moon and become feral until the sun rises. Manwolf. As with most Hollywood werewolves, the manwolf is created through a curse. Their human form is completely normal and able to live their lives until the full moon. Once exposed to the moon's rays, they turn into a part man, part wolf abomination with long limbs and varying degrees of transformation. Manwolves have no control over their animal instincts but often remember their actions or are aware that they are responsible for local wolf attacks. Nagual. Despite heavy Spanish influence, a lot of the legends of Mexico remain untainted. including one about werewolves. Nagual refers to a guardian spirit that takes possession of various animals. Meanwhile, Nahual refers to a person that is able to shapeshift into an animal for the purpose of causing harm. This latter is derived from the word Nahuali, which means disguise. Ossory werewolf. This is a curious type of werewolf from Ireland that may have its roots in the OLSUNGA saga werewolf. According to this legend, a saint by the name of Nartalis cursed the people of Ossory for some ancient sin. Every 7 years, a man and a woman had to become wolves, only returning to human form when the 7 years ended and a new male and female were chosen. It is suggested in the account that the transformation involved wolf pelts. The OLSUNGA saga werewolves. In Norse mythology, Sigmund and his son Sinfjotli are wandering in the woods when they come upon a hut. There they find 2 magical wolf pelts. By putting one on, it will turn the wearer into a wolf, complete with the same cunning, power and bravery of a true wolf. However, the belt cannot be removed again for 10 days. Emboldened by this discovery, the two put on the belts and decide to go on a hunt. If either found 7 humans, they would howl to the other. Sinfjotli broke the agreement, finding 11 humans and killing them all. When his father found out, Sigmund attacks Sinfjotli, leaving a fatal wound. Thankfully, Odin sends a raven who lays a healing leaf on the son's wound, healing him. The wound heals by the 10th day and the two remove their magical pelts, burning them. Werewolf shapeshifters. Most of the werewolves are the result of curses or are actual species, but shapeshifters are usually not true werewolves. They are rather humans that can take on the forms of wolves or other creatures. For example, many vampire legends claim the vampire can turn into a wolf at will. The Nahual, Ossory werewolves and OLSUNGA saga werewolves are all depictions. Also, in role-playing games, druids are often given the ability to become wolves as well as bears or owls. Wolf-weres. While werewolves are humans that turn into wolves, wolf-weres are the opposite. These lycanthropes appear frequently in folklore, although there are few modern examples outside of the Jack Nicholson movie Wolf. Wolf-weres aren't the result of a curse and instead can have several different origins. It's often said that a wolf-were will have human eyes as well as human intelligence even in their true form. Their human form looks like any other human, but they may retain some animalistic traits in their behavior. Wolfman. The Wolfman is very similar to the Manwolf, but with very few distinctions. In many cases, a Wolfman retains most of their human features with faces that look more like Chewbacca than a wolf. These werewolves also change on the full moon and are usually the result of a curse. 2 famous examples of Wolfman are Eddie Munster and Quentin Collins from Dark Shadows. Kinsmir. This is a rare form of alpha that hasn't existed or even as tried to exist at all. They are the result of a vampire injecting a werewolf with their blood, causing a transformation and creating a werewolf with the abilities of both Lycans and vampires. Omega Wolf. These are lone werewolves who do not have a position in a pack. Due to the symbiotic strength, speed and skill werewolves receive from their pack mates, the Omega werewolves are often considered the weakest of the werewolves and are frequently killed by werewolf hunters as easy prey. Omegas are lone wolves because they could have been kicked out of their pack, they could be the survivor's destruction, or they could be alone by their own choice. Gamma Wolf. This one has a bit of conflict. To some, the gammas are those that are under the betas, but then some believe that there could only be one gamma and it is the one created when a true alpha bites a human or an exceptionally large pack has or is being formed. That is why gamma werewolves are the strongest and the most powerful werewolves in the universe, as they possess great strength and durability. Delta Wolf. While deltas are not on par in strength, they are actually the fastest and agile of all the Lycan races. The female deltas are often the mates to the male alphas. They possess superhuman speed, agility, and have accelerated healing, genetic immunity, and very detailed senses. Bloodhounds werewolves. Bloodhounds werewolves are more dangerous than Homo lupus simply because they retain a bit of their intelligence and human mind when in the werewolf form, so eliminating or capturing them becomes more troublesome. Furthermore, they have little control over their transformation, which means that they can turn into werewolves to defend themselves in dire situations. However, they can't resist their transformation on a full moon night. Ginger Fitzgerald from Ginger Snaps and the werewolves from the film Wolfman make very potent examples of this category. Berserker. As seen in films like Underworld Evolution and Van Helsing, these beasts adapt into their werewolf form forever once their curse comes to life. However, they retain more human intelligence than bloodhounds and tend to display a bit of rationality. Although ferocious and deadly, they are not entirely animalistic. These unstoppable forces of nature are extremely hard to kill, as they themselves live to kill. Interestingly, the berserkers don't seem to have female members in their packs. Whether the females are never turned or killed early is unknown. Although a potent werewolf, there are not any great werewolves from this category that were featured in media. Lycans. The Lycans are another breed of all-male werewolves, but they are an upgraded version of a bloodhound. Due to their ability to retain their human minds even in the transformed state, they are the most evolved werewolves that were explored until now. Also, they can change at will, which gives them a stronger chance at survival. Their survival is further ensured by their ability to heal and their immense brute force. These werewolves take pride in their bestial nature and share an eternal enmity with vampires. Although they don't usually attack humans, they can do so when they have to increase the strength of their packs. The pack itself is governed by a patriarch and a strict hierarchy is maintained. Sigma Wolf. The Sigma werewolf was created by Lycaon by intentionally changing his genetics to have his new children be a new, stronger breed of werewolf. Zeta Wolf. The Zeta werewolf is the rarest and most powerful class of werewolf. Known as the King of Wolves, an elder werewolf, Lycaon was the first the title until his death at the hands of the Silent Cove Hunters. Ultima Wolf. In the game Minecraft, Ultima Wolf is a werewolf who can change into a more wolf-like form. The most feral form of an Ultima resembles a giant wolf with no signs of human features or even the ability to talk. Their eyes are also always red. Luna Wolf. A werewolf Luna is the alpha female of a wolf pack. In a nutshell, she is the counterpart to the alpha. The alpha is the highest position in the pack. He is also the strongest, hence the Luna holds the highest female position in the pack. Epsilon Werewolf. Epsilon wolves are werewolves turned by gammas. They're known to be very violent when rogue and usually only listen to gammas or alphas. When under the wrong command or when rogue, they can become dangerous hunting machines. Noted for the violent mentalities and solitary nature, they are considered by many to be the classic archetype of a werewolf where the Lycan goes insane upon transforming. THETA werewolf. A THETA werewolf, or a THETA for short, is an extremely rare werewolf because they are the first werewolf to be bitten by alpha werewolf. Only 7 can exist at one time according to legend. Thetas are the seconds in command to a pack of werewolves, thus they are the right hand to the pack's alpha. Thetas are quite different from alphas, being more brutal, ruthless, and indeed what could be described as tribal, ruling through a strong control the weak mentality. Well, that is all we have for you. If we missed any of your favorites, do let us know by dropping a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and please do not forget to support us by liking our videos and subscribing to the channel. See you soon.